Teenage Halloween soiree.
It looks like a crane collapsed on 57th Street.
This is the storm of the century?
The high winds from Hurricane Sandy are suspected of causing apartment building collapse.
Does anyone have a phone that's getting through?
Mine's dead.
Oh.
Hello?
I tried to call 911 and there's no cabs outside. I need help.
People might be dying tonight. If we died tonight, what would you wish you'd gotten off your chest?
I got so much in bed.
Not many people know this.
I got so much to give.
This time of year is always weird for me.
I'll make it rain, I'll take the blame, I fake the feelings. I am New York City.
This is too dangerous, you guys. You are the hurricane! You are the one causing all of this!
No one is gonna want you, Sandy, after what you did.
Your turn.
I moved here about 3 years ago. There was one person I met who I didn't just want to be friends with them. I felt something more. Maybe now would be the time that I let them know how I feel.
New York City.
Rob, Daniela, good morning from Las Vegas.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for talking to me about the Blackout.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having us.
This movie is really bizarre. Who throws a Halloween party during a hurricane? I don't believe this movie from the very beginning. Who does that?
Three mature girls who want to have fun in New York City.
The same people as an entire generation that goes on spring break during COVID. So, this is.
Yeah, but that's a horror film.
A lot more prepared and a lot more well-meaning than an entire generation partying in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Rob, this movie is all too real right now with the winter storm in Texas. I mean, this movie really is going to hit a lot of people. There's some truth in it.
Daniela's credit. She had a really clear vision of a really important theme, I thought, which is what do we grab onto when we experience loss? I'm not the artist, so please correct me, but that was one of the themes I took, and I definitely think that's really relevant right now. She had a very clear, shootable version of this theme and story that I responded to and thought was really fun, and peopled it with some really wonderful humans on and off the screen, and ultimately it was a fun and successful experiment with really collaborative artists, and I just had a blast working with her and everyone else.
And Daniela casting
except for one person I hated.
Who's that?
And I'm kidding, of course.
You're not telling.
Oh my gosh. Take it to the grave. But Daniela, casting such a large ensemble, how difficult was it to find the casting and getting the chemistry right for this movie?
It was an interesting process because we didn't have a script per se. I had a scriptman that I had written, a 50-page document that had a description of all the scenes, the beginning, middle, and end of each scene. And there was some dialogue written, but not all of the dialogue. And of course, yes, the description of the characters. But we couldn't hold auditions in a traditional sense, or in a traditional way. There were no scenes to read, So what I did was take coffee meetings with all these wonderful creative actors or walk and talks around Echo Park Lake, like in Rob's case, and really connect with them, as people, and me thinking, can I co-create? Can I do this with this person? Can we embark on a journey together to collaborate in a very real and deep way, through the end. And I did want to say regarding your question before, Jeff, I think it's an interesting dichotomy to me when you think about shortages, like it's the storm in Texas or the pandemic. What happens when us humans are, faced with shortage of some kind, and how does abundance come in and manifests, for instance, in the meaningful and deeper connections with people, in the way people come together to help one another, those kinds of things.
Right. And there's also the opposites, people hoarding, people, the worst of mankind comes out too during these situations also. And like Rob, no power, no social media. How does this group survive? I'm Generation X. I could survive, but I don't think millennials could.
I think I'm technically a millennial, according to birth dates and demographics. So as a millennial, I will say I would probably perish if I didn't have others to grab onto. And I think not to get too precious about it. I think what Daniela is saying is, and to speak to what you're saying, Jeff, is you're right. We have two choices. We can isolate and kind of hoard and only look out for ourselves, or we can connect to one another. And I think the choice of connection is the one that is more productive for everyone involved. So I think Daniela lays out a great map of cohesion in a catastrophe and what making it out looks like. And I just think it speaks really well of her as a director and a filmmaker. She was talking about the way she cast the film, and she didn't audition. She didn't send 15 pages of sides to do in 2 hours or multiple. She had a lot of strength of vision and confidence in her outlook on who to use and why, and took everyone for an extended day date and made her call on that regard. And I think that really speaks to her vision and her confidence as a filmmaker. And
she's an actor's
really
director
from the start.
She's an actor's director, is what you're saying.
She is a good director, is what I'm saying.
She's in the room.
She is. Yeah, she's great with actors. Like I say, she always took me aside and said, "Rob, you're the greatest living American actor. Everything you do is solid gold. And, on the next one, we're going to get you a sizable piece of the box office."
I was going to say,
music to my ears.
It might be like Rob Belushi. It might be genetic. Your talent might be genetic because you look very familiar.
I get Adam Devine a lot. So, yeah.
You have a Belushi face. Adam Devine? Are you kidding? I can see the smile and the jaw. No way. You're a Belushi all the way.
Well, thanks. Yes, I am. I am a Belushi.
Well, Rob,
Sandy Belushi, I get everything from Sandy.
There it is. It's official. Rob, Daniela, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Come visit us in Las Vegas. We would love to have you.
Hey, Jeff, always do. And might I say, my first big gig was on the resident stage for Second City at the Flamingo in 2008 during a similar weird time in our country. Vegas is my second home. I love Las Vegas, and I'm a native. All the time, so.
I'm a native, so I'm glad to hear that. Come back to Vegas when things are safe. We'll go to Bugsy's at the Flamingo and have a good steak, all right?
I've been there. I love it.
I know. Let's go. Well, if we got to bring Daniela, we can't leave her out.
I would love that. I mean, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
What happens in Vegas is Rob picks up the check. Right. I got it.
That's right. I'll put it on my corporate account.
Good luck with the film, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you so much. Bye.